U.S. bishops are preparing to head to Baltimore this weekend for their biannual meeting. Many topics in the headlines are expected to be on the agenda. National correspondent for the Tablet and Crux, Christopher White, will be there to cover the meeting, but he joins us now with a preview. Christopher, always good to have you here with me at the desk. Is it safe to say, based on what you've heard, that the sexual abuse crisis will be the priority when the bishops meet on Monday?
Absolutely, Liz. This is a moment that not just the bishops themselves, but the 75 million Catholics around the country are waiting for. They want to know, can the church get this issue right once and for all?
Having said that, how do you think they're planning to broach this discussion? What discussions or decisions will come out of this, if any at all?
Well, on the issue of sex abuse, we're talking about four main areas that the U.S. bishops are going to look to address. One, they're going to implement a new strategy for reporting abuse that relies on a third-party system. There'll be new protocols in place for bishops removed for abuse. We'll have a new standard of conduct for bishops on the table. And then finally, a potential investigation into the McCarrick saga, the former Cardinal Archbishop of Washington, who for decades abused seminarians. And now many Catholics want to know how he was able to sort of rise through the ranks of church leadership for so long.
They're going to cover a lot there, Christopher. Obviously, the Vatican wants to be involved, and people believe that they need to be involved. Pope Francis, in response to the crisis, has suggested that the USCCB, they completely scrap a formal agenda and instead hold a week-long spiritual retreat. Has that been discussed by the bishops at all?
Well, Liz, the Pope put this on the table when he met with the USCCB leadership back in September, and the leadership felt that it was too soon to sort of scrap the plans. So what they've decided to do is on Monday to start with the formal sort of address from the head of the U.S. Bishops' Conference, Cardinal DiNardo, and then move on and spend the rest of the day in sort of retreat, reflection, and prayer. And then in January, from January 2nd through January 9th, the bishops are going to gather in Chicago for a full week, led by the preacher of the papal household, who is going to guide them through this retreat together as a body of bishops, in nearly an unprecedented sort of moment.
In the time we have left, Christopher, another part of their formal agenda also includes an update to last month's synod, which you covered. The bishops will be looking at the final document. Can you tell us anything about that at all?
Well, I think the bishops are going to want to hear what was discussed and the major issues, which will include, of course, a greater call for women leadership in the church, an embrace of digital technology, and, of course, the sex abuse issue, which kind of brings us back to where we all started.
A final word before you go and head to Baltimore. What are you expecting?
I think press from around the world is going to be here in Baltimore, sort of holding the church under a microscope, saying, can you get this right? So stakes are very high, and let's hope the bishops are up for it.
All right. Thank you so much, Christopher. Great preview there. We really appreciate it.